back. We back. Thinking Mindz podcast, man. Let's give it up for ourselves, for real, man. We done had some great episodes drop. Numbers on Spotify are picking up and looking better. The YouTube is looking better. We got good comments. Make sure y'all comment because we do check those out. If y'all want a shout out also, we're going to start a shout out list for the people that is actually tuning in, asking questions, asking us, can we talk about different things, man? We appreciate y'all. Y'all make the show.
Hey, I want to shout out. I be getting, y'all keep hitting us up, inboxing. Bryant Hooper, wherever you are out there.
Shout out to Brian Hooper.
Yeah, you've been putting it down. So I want to give him a shout out.
Most definitely. And every episode, we're going to try to get a shout out list. We're going to get a list going throughout the week. And we're going to start shouting y'all out for participating with us, just dropping us some gems, whatever. This show is sponsored by Holy Water All Natural Products, WHOLEE water.com. Get your sea mouse, all natural products, and all that type of stuff.
Yes.
Disclaimer before the show start. We're not here to hurt anybody's feelings. This isn't about race, religion, things like that, but we get into them topics. This is our truth, our perspective, not the truth, some truths, and y'all take it and do y'all research. This is what this show is about. It's about making you think more, do your research, do your homework. Just don't follow a meme, you know, and then try to check people on it. Don't just go to Google, you know. Check, use your common sense. That's all we want you to do.
Fight the algorithm.
Fight the algorithm, man. I like that. That's a shirt.
Yeah.
That's your shirt.
Hey, I swear, because the algorithm right now dictates so much of your life and you don't even know it. So when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you grab? Your cell phone. Yeah. And then you scroll. Man. You know what I'm saying? So your algorithm dictates what you see. First thing you see. So it controls your emotions.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So introduction, I am Max C. They call me Max C. Don't sleep. We're going to run around the room. We got a guest with us. We're going to go this way.
You know what it is. Answer to the question, to be or not to be. What meant to be.
Mark Wood, KY Whitey Pines.
Yes, sir.
Concrete.
Springfield, Tennessee in here tonight, right?
Yeah.
Welcome, Concrete.
Welcome, Concrete in the building, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. So today's topic, man, we want to touch on something that's not talked about enough. The business of prison. There's over 1 million people incarcerated in the United States. Close to 2 million. We are close. It's going up, I think, 2 to 5% per year. There's a lot of things going on with that system. And I say it as a system because it starts off at a young age. They say if you go once, you most likely, it's a high percentage that you going back again. We're going to go around the room, kind of. We got our guests. Anybody got any questions? If you want to, you can kick it off and kind of give just a little background, a little story of you.
Ain't too much to tell, man. You know, I'm just Springfield country dude, man.
You country?
I mean, I'm from a country town.
I
don't consider myself country.
Yeah.
I had
You know
to.
what you want me to get into? Like my
well, you can get in kind of your background, to, you can start off as a youngster. You know what I'm saying? Like,
tell us a bit about yourself.
I mean, as a youngster, I used to like being into sports and music and shit, shit that wrestling and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Did you play ball? Do anything like that?
Yeah, man. You better ask about me, man. I'm an old motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? I'm a legend in Springfield.
Oh, okay.
From probably age 9 to about 15 years.
Yeah.
I was the GOAT, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then, but it didn't quite work out for me like I thought it would, but I still do, but back then I used to do a little music, you know what I'm saying? I stopped doing all that shit at 19.
So that's when I first met you. I think whenever I first met you, you had just got out.
Yeah.
And you had started recording or whatever.
Yeah.
But so you did a long stint.
Yeah.
What I would consider a long stint, because the age that you went in and the age that you came out, Like you kind of had to grow up in there.
Yeah, I missed like a whole, really like 2 eras of my
So
life. You know what I'm saying?
explain.
What's it?
Yeah, I mean, whatever's comfortable with you, you can explain like what split decision led you to that, and then kind of, but tell these people about that, and you know, like how one decision can dictate the next 10 to 12 years of your life.
To answer your question, it was from age 19 to 32. So yeah, but
and that's like a detrimental part of your life.
That is that's the part now that you're trying to figure out why you are in this world.
Yeah.
Like by the time you're 34 years old, if you haven't even figured out, you are lost in this world for another.
I didn't start eating pussy till I was 32. Till I got out. I learned how to eat. That was my first time ever eating pussy on my life.
That's crazy. That's a because it's a young guy. Yeah, young guys, we don't fuck around with that. Like it ain't that's some 30 and up type shit. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I do gotta say, I'm glad that you did stay on the straight side.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Man.
No.
Yeah, and that's another reason that I kind of admire you though, because I watched you come home from doing that type of time.
Yeah.
And you still on your
and
square.
You still on your square.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out here
And that's
with the
real.
rest of the world.
It's real. It's real.
So explain from going in to coming out, what challenges you faced and how you maintained.
For me, I ain't gonna lie, it was like getting out and readjusting to the world was harder than going in and adjusting to the system. It probably go like on an individual case by case basis, but for me that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I've heard that a lot though. Like I've heard that a lot. I've heard
Yeah.
a lot of people talk about coming out is so much different adjustment than it is when you're in there. Cause
like I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably what you would call I was what you would call institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? So my mind was just formed to everything penitentiary. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a daily routine, like, just everything, like, just like I was a product of my environment. Like, that's the environment. Like he said, I was legally an adult when I got locked up, but I grew up in there though. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I became who I was in there, found myself out, you know what I'm saying, in there, you know what I'm saying? So,
and that's probably the whole, that's why they call it the system, the judicial system, the prison system, because it's a system, like you said. Yeah. Once you in there, you're a part of a system, and that system is kind of put on us even in school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like,
you was 19 years old when you caught your charge. What would make, like, what type of charge was it? What would make that judge say, "Hey, you're fixing to do 13 years"?
Well, it was a 15-year sentence, but it was in Tennessee. You got to do 85%, so that was how it ended up 13. But the legal name of the charge was especially aggravated kidnapping, which is like, make a long story short, man, a motherfucker got what they consider kidnapped and shot. Now in Tennessee, kidnapping it ain't like how you would think, like, man, come here, get your ass in the trunk, you know what I'm saying? Tie you up, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In Tennessee, kidnapping can be, if me and you right here and I tell you don't move, I'm just holding you against your liberty. Yeah. They consider that kidnapping, or it ain't no certain amount of feet you gotta move somebody to.
It's not moving, it's against your will instance.
Yeah, so that's what it was. It was especially aggravated kidnapping.
They just kind of threw that on top of there to kind of.
Did anything happen to the person, or did you just happen to have them in a case?
Not the person, the victim. Yeah, he got shot.
Oh, he got shot. Gotcha.
So that probably had a lot of say so in how to judge. If you anytime you got a victim in the case, and they can stand, and I had that same thing happen to me. I had a dude stand up and say that I should be in prison. I shouldn't be out here walking around with people or whatever. And anytime you got that, they only heard their side of the story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at you as the fucking perpetrator, regardless.
Yeah. So and what year was this? 2001, 2002, 3?
This happened in 2006.
2006. And so you got to think at that time was the the crunk era.
Yeah.
It was the era where people was just starting really to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Like really shot. You know, people got shot in the 90s and things like that, but it was more targeted.
A big deal once in the 20s.
Yeah,
like,
in the 2010 era is when people was like the drill stuff started to Chief Keefs and these people started to bubble. Like
all the shit that motherfuckers were rapping about, it was pressure on you. You got to live that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. From personal experience, I got to ask you this: does the victim of the case still live in the same town as you?
I have no idea.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because if we're gonna talk about this is another thing, that one decision that you still make that choice again.
When I make that choice,
yeah.
Nah, hell no.
No,
hell no.
You don't think it was worth it 10 years? It was
so all right, bygones. What was it like growing up in there and then having to come out and be a functioning member of a society that you ain't never had no taste of?
It was hard as fuck, man. Like, get out, had to deal with grown up problems for the first time ever in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been for the last 13 years. All I had to do was wake up, go to chow. Might have to go to my little job in the kitchen or something for a couple hours. I'm chilling the rest of the day. I'm going outside, smoking, working out. You know what I'm saying? So when you get out, when I got out, man, like
bills,
and not only that, just like trying to
function without somebody telling you
that, but
waking you up.
I'm trying to find a balance between conforming and being like a functioning member of society, but still not losing myself, who I really am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you mean losing yourself or who you really are? Give me a second. Like, can I explain?
So I mean, like, when I say who I really am, I mean like, so like I wouldn't change the way I dress. Like, you ain't finna catch me like in no suit.
Yes, sir.
No,
because that's what society expects. Yeah, expects like, everywhere suit. I'm still have my
pants and
yes,
you know, I'm still finna smoke weed, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but I'm still gonna be a functioning member of society at the same time.
What's it like? Tell some people about final sentencing. So what's it like to have? You're a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You got goals and dreams like everybody else.
Yeah.
Hey, some shit happens. Yeah. Some shit went down
Anger,
in a split second,
yeah.
and it changed the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What's it like to have to walk in there at final sentencing and kiss them dreams goodbye?
Man, especially when you thinking you gonna beat it. Ooh, man, it hurt. Like, you know, most motherfuckers going there and plead guilty. I went to trial and got this shit. So the whole time I'm thinking I'm gonna beat it. You know what I'm saying? Cause they didn't have no evidence on me. They didn't have to this day they don't have the gun or anything. All they had was witnesses word about. You know what I'm saying? Well, man, that's a fucked up feeling, man. Like when that motherfucker told me, man, 15 years at 85, like I ain't gonna lie. I went back to my cell and cried like a bitch. I ain't gonna tell you those.
You don't know what 15 years is like. You're like, man, what?
Like,
15
years?
You
can't listen. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
There ain't shit you can do about it.
Yeah.
You can't claw your way out of that motherfucker.
That shit hurt.
You can try to appeal the shit out of it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But before we move forward, go back like 2 questions. So I had told him I watched the story of what's his name, Danny, the guy from Desperado.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
So
he
was talking about as a child, he went in at a young age, went to penitentiary. I think he was like 16, 17 or so.
He went in San Quentin,
San Quentin
gladiator school.
And he said when he came out, it was hard to leave that monster in there. Because you had to be the monster while you was in there, like to stand your ground. If somebody say something, hit them in the mouth, like
that's what the system is.
That's the perfect way to explain it, man.
Yeah,
that's the best way I heard to explain.
So
it,
to leave the monster in there is the hardest thing to do because you living by law of like, if you say something out of line,
just think,
or if you looking at me wrong,
just think you just got out and you at work or something. You know what I'm saying? You at a factory job, you fresh at the penitentiary, motherfucker working with you.
disrespect
step on your shoes.
Yeah,
Don't
say
Man.
nothing.
Man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, motherfucker,
and guess what? It's an
you know what I'm
instant
saying?
too.
You gotta learn how to
Yeah.
deal with stuff differently. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that you ain't. Motherfucker used to always tell me you ain't in the penitentiary no more.
The man,
Yeah.
like, hey, did you wait till after work? Did you pull him to the side and be like, hey man, like,
Well, that ain't never
shit.
actually happened. That was just an example. But I ain't gonna lie, I done snapped that at work a couple times. The penitentiary that came out of me at work a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But I call it penitentiary mode. I only activate it when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll tell you a story too. Look, so I done did about 2-year sentences in jail and stuff. My last one was like 2018. And it's crazy because even a person that's been before, when you go the second time, it's like, all right, I'm back, I'm back in.
Yeah.
Let me go and get my rack together. Let me go on and straighten shit out.
You know what's going on.
But then when you get out, you still had that mentality. Like, it was weeks later and I caught myself washing my drawers in the fucking, I'm in the shower, like, what my drawers still on for? Like, this is crazy.
You wearing your flip flops in the shower.
You know how long
Flops?
it took me to not walk to the shower with my tennis shoes on, man.
Man.
I'm talking about I'm in a full-fledged relationship with a girl, living with her, walking to the shower with my tennis shoes on.
You done
It's funny, but it's really kind of messed up too, because it's a traumatizing.
The thing that I'm realizing that everybody's saying this is that is messed up with the system that I've seen now is, let's just say you are going to get out, right? You serve 10, 12 years, right? And you better get out one more year. I think now the system is that responsibility to teach you about the outside world for a year or two. Knowing fully well that you're gonna be, I know that they don't do that, but that's where it becomes a system because they want you back there.
I can't speak.
They want you back there.
Yeah.
They know 1 week of therapy, school field trip, freaking like go sit in. We just gonna go to a McDonald's. We're gonna sit in and just watch our humanity are. We're gonna take you back, and you're gonna see how people are normally doing things here.
I got to do that though.
Yeah,
I got to do
so you got
that.
something like that.
Like, so I got substance abuse program to a halfway house in Louisville, and every other 2 weeks we would like walk to the store. Or I had another dude. He was actually Julio Valentine. Shout out Julio Valentine. He was Latin King, and like we had been at Luther Luckett together. Well, we ended up at the same halfway house, and like so I was kind of like his mentor and Seth. I got to take him downtown Louisville, and we got to, you know what I'm saying, and so a little bit of that, but not everybody gets that. Some people go straight from behind.
But that
the
should
fence
be
to
everybody. That's what I'm saying. It should be a system in place that says before anybody gets back into this world after 13 years.
And sometimes it's an
from
option.
19 to 30 years old.
And sometimes it's an option, and some people are like, fuck it, just serve me out. Like, I'm good. And some people are like, damn, I need that or whatever. But like, if you do go through it, it's a higher chance, because I went through the one in Paducah, and before I could even level up, it was like one level, you got to pay off all your old bills. One level, each week we rotated on cooking. 1 week, if you didn't know how to wash, some people didn't know how to wash clothes. It's just simple as washing clothes and things like that.
If my brother went in at 19 years old, bro, in the States, most 19-year-old kids have zero idea what they are doing with their life here. They don't know anything about anything.
So what did you want to do, like as a 19-year-old kid? What was some of your dreams?
He said he was good at sports, so I already know that was like
not at 19 though. By the time I was 19, that shit been over with. At 19, I was a rapping motherfucker at 19.
I know that. Yeah, you still a
rapper. Back in the
though.
days too, where rapping was a hard thing. Like Maxine did rap way back then. So I respect y'all.
That was the Boosie era too, right there.
Coming home, what type of how important is a support system? If it ain't nothing but just a family member that says, "Hey, I got your back."
I would have never ever been where I am without my support system, man. Like my support system solid. You know what I'm saying? Like to this day, like. Yeah, I couldn't have never did anything. I couldn't have made it through the 13 years in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And they still with me today. So yeah, shout out to my support system.
Yeah, give them a shout out then.
Yeah, my mama, both my sisters, my granny, my cousins, Gut, long live Gut. He was always there, man.
Yeah.
anybody who fuck with me, man, you know what I'm saying? Even if you just posted free concrete, man, anybody, man, I appreciate this shit, man, for real.
Most definitely. And I'm gonna jump back into kind of the business. So the business, a lot of people don't understand that prisons are on the stock market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, prisons are on the stock market. Private prisons is probably the fastest, most interest-paying businesses in the world. And so if you have a private prison or you invested into it, a private prison has to stay over 90% filled. 90% filled at all times. If they go at 89%, they get a fine.
So the warrant are talking to the judges.
So wait a minute.
And the lawyers and everybody because they need that prison to be 90% filled. Hey,
so if it's a private-owned prison, the owner has to pay a fine if it gets to 89%.
They get fined. It's all kind of stuff that goes with it. But I know a fine.
They get fined if they go below.
If they go below the 90%.
Is that some Kentucky shit or that's nationwide?
That's nationwide. That's private.
That is ridiculous.
That's nationwide. But I would also like to know the average net worth of the prison owners in America, the private prison owners in America.
Ain't no telling. But
you
look,
think they're billionaires.
And so I watched a thing a while ago about in the 90s how the prison organization met with the top record labels and rap music when gangster rap was going conscious, when they had your conscious rappers. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna jump right down this rabbit hole.
Yeah. When you had the conscious rappers and things like that, the prison system jumped in, had a big meeting, and this I saw it from the sources. Crazy Bone read this on his radio show of a letter that somebody who was in the music industry had a meeting with the prison system. Whoever is at the top of the elite prison system met with the top of the people in the music industry and said, we need the music industry to go this way because we finna do these private prisons and we need them to stay full at all times. And so if we can push gangster music, then by the time they get your age, you know what I'm saying, they can go to prison because music is a frequency that can make you do things to put you.
This is the only thing that I'm saying with that. That sounds cool and everything, but I think they would get way more action if the CIA came in and implanted something like crack cocaine.
That too. But you have to rap about it.
More hits.
How do you get somebody from Cali
to talk
to us in Kentucky about crack cocaine when it was only in Cali?
That's what I'm saying. Like even here, right? I came up 2007, right? 2007, I came from Massachusetts, right? Lane, Massachusetts. Different environment. I walk in Lane, see brother. I have walked past a couple of brothers in the morning going to school, and I've looked a little too long at them. And then all I see is a shirt coming up with a gun showing. He said, "Why are you looking at me for too long?"
In Massachusetts, they do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right? So I see that, right?
Yeah.
Then
how will you get
right?
done in,
right?
Yeah.
Then that switch, and you come here, and I see people only associating.
You say he had a
what
switch?
they see.
He had a switch back then?
Oh, boy. Well, no, I said.
Oh, my
I switched here.
I'm thinking.
I switched here. No,
I'm thinking that. I thought he was gonna hit you with that.
No. Like
no, I'm just playing.
Twice.
Go ahead.
I've been showing guns for looking too long. One, he's smoking. Literally, like he lived next to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I live right here.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why you doing up at 6 in the morning smoking while I'm walking to school in a cold. When he's just like, you're looking too long. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Yeah, you understand, right?
Guns is like snakes, though. I'm not scared of the ones I can see.
Yeah, the one
it's
I know.
always the ones that you don't see that bite you.
I'm saying,
you know
right? They are not as fierce as they. I saying like you doing something you should not be doing right now, right? You looking at someone you should not be looking at. I'm not somebody who's messing. Here you comes here and like you said. They are doing things that brothers in Massachusetts are doing, but they're here in Kentucky, in Bowling Green. And I be telling them, I grew up with kids, and I'm like, don't I like, because you only listen to music. And I know exactly which song you listening to, and you acting like the way you acting. You don't know that life. So most people that kind of been here, that actually like live those life, whenever you see them and you know them, and you know they've been part of that system, that life, why here, like you said, most of these people that associate with with the systems here are only from what I hear on music. Are only from what
it's not only that's just a part
of the
you know plan.
But the majority I would say it is from that life of hip hop. You know, the hip hop BET life of things because
they do it in movies.
That's what I was. That's what I was.
Yeah, go ahead. What you
gonna say? I was gonna add what you just said. Yeah. Do y'all really believe like that music is really influencing people that much that? Like how accountable do y'all hold rap music?
I think it's 50-50. I think art imitates life, but I also think that art gets its inspiration from everyday shit, everyday life. Like a real artist is going to portray what he feels and what he sees on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Now sometimes somebody that doesn't have a life will look at art and try to vicariously
see that, right?
Get his life through that art. Yeah. So like you can see it with parents and kids. So if a father, let's take like a middle class father who plays sports in high school, right? If his son is playing sports in high school, he's going to be all the way invested in that because of the shit that he didn't accomplish. Yeah, he wants his son. He's going to try to vicariously live through that. Yeah. So kids that feel like they get bored. So they look at art and they try to vicariously get the life they want through that. Where an artist looks at his life and puts that on the canvas.
So I look at it in a kind of total different. I ain't gonna say totally different, but I'm an engineer also. So I know that music is a frequency. And I know they switched the frequencies of what we record at now. So this can go pretty deep, you know what I'm saying?
Where you going with it.
That it can be a hypnotizing thing that's why curse words are called curse words and things like that. Because if you're already vibrating on a low vibration because you're in a hood that has distractions like liquor stores, crack, like I tell people all the time, like we didn't think crack was bad because everybody was on it. So if everybody's on it, you don't know that I'm in a low vibrational situation. These people can't tell me nothing or teach me anything. So I'm just vibrating on whatever's around me. But if that music also comes into play with it, that I'm already in a low vibrational state and somebody's talking evil, talking, because a lot of people that's talking this ain't even evil people. Like they're just talking. I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna kill this. And
it tripped me out when I found out Future could pass a drug test.
No, think about Eminem. Eminem, when he wrote Stan was a fan that was having this imagination on his own, right? He had an imagination that he thought because he said hi to the artist, he and the artist were close now. He started writing letters, dyeing his hair, pictures everywhere. He started saying things like, I cut it in my arm. He responded, I said those things just clowning, right? Most of the things we're saying, we are not just like if my girl got rude, I mean, right? If my daughter gave me a mean mug face, and I'm like, she gave me that mean mug face, I would teach her who is daddy, right? And I'm talking about my daughter. Somebody else is going to go take that and smack that girl in the face and say, well, man, to say, if I get a mean my face is going to, but then you are like, no, I was talking about my child. But that emotion that I wrote at that time was me just trying to be a parent. And the way you write the thing then, and I'm saying this, the reason why the movie thing come back up is because I have told you over and over, they use movies, one of the way to destroy my nation.
Yeah.
Like, and we, the reason why I know that I say like, oh, it's the rap game, because all the movies that were shown to us was not get in a group and be as a teamwork. It was rebels, it was movies of like, they didn't give you a movie that they show a sniper how no, they show a guy holding his gun, machine gun, and so Liberia. Okay. Yeah, and again, over and over, Liberia is one of the ways that the elites went about of how to systematically destroy a nation, right? You understand, right? Yeah. We were the experiment. We would experiment of how, like,
what are the prisons like over there?
Look, see that
look for you go further. I want and I don't want me to switch subject, but like I tapped in. I don't know how. I guess the algorithm heard us talking, or whatever, and it popped up on my YouTube, a Liberian YouTube, and it's not news, but it's like everything that's going on in Liberia, and they had just got like a new road or something last week.
Actually, we are having like a new development of road.
Yeah, like it's massive. Crazy. Yeah. And so I've been tapped in, so I can understand.
I need you to be tapped into Liberia.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a quick break and get back to this part one. Thinking Mindz podcast, the business of prison. You want to tell them something real quick?
If you like this and you're really enjoying our podcast, please go ahead and like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify. We got Spotify, yo. We have Spotify with videos.
Yeah,
you don't understand. You can listen to us with your phone closed, but also watch us when you need to.
Yeah,
Maxi is getting everything done and making it easier for all of you. So please go ahead and subscribe and like for more content.
Yeah, we'll be back.